So let's go and walk over to the garbage can and do an allow and engage session. A little sesh. This is kind of something that you should be doing throughout the day, right? Anyway, you're going to be the brain's going to send you a lot of thoughts, sensations, feelings that need to be processed on a plate. And you just kind of work with what it sends you the best that you can, when you can, right? As much as you can. In little 3 to 5 minute sessions maximum, because we don't want to be allowing for too long in one session, because that's like pouring gasoline on the fire, and before you know it, you're ruminating, you're trying to figure out something, researching again, right? And you're back in your head again, and you're getting sucked into the what if thoughts, and we don't want to do that. So because if you do that, you activate the nervous system, the survival state goes up again, and then it sends more alarms. So let's pick a focal point. Let's say you're walking the dogs, whatever, right? Dolly, ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Right? You're walking the dogs. You got all these thoughts that are just bombarding. They're bombarding you, and you just can't get a second to think, right? The health anxiety is ramping up. So this is what we'll do. Take that tree. Perfect. That tree over there. So zoom in on it. So this is what you're doing. You're playing with the dogs. Then you're going to go, all right, because you got these thoughts tapping you on the shoulder going, me next. Process me. Allow me. What's going on? So I'm going to focus on that tree. Right? And then all you do is you go, okay, Limby, your limbic system. That's what I called it. I gave it a name, Limby. Limby, send me the fear. Show me what you got. Send it all to me right now. I'm giving you the time and the space to send me, so I can acknowledge the alarms, let you do your thing. So bring it towards me. So, right, you invite it in, and then you imagine it as a purple cloud maybe, or a yellow ball of energy, maybe an orb, right? An energy orb, right? And picture it passing through your chest, allowing it, letting it do its thing without trying to change it, right? Focusing on the tree again, without trying to change it, fix it, analyze it, ruminate, figure it out, push it away, letting it do its thing fully allowing it, and letting it dissolve in your chest. You can feel that energy pulsating, right? And usually 9 times out of 8 for me, I could feel it going from an 11 out of 10 to like a 7. And then after you did that for a bit, you picture it leaving your chest to your back, right? You can see my shadow through your back, out, right? And 9 times out of 8, it usually comes back. And let it sit on your shoulders. Go, all right, sit on my shoulders while we're going to go throw this ball. Right, Dolly? What do you got? And then you continue to engage. That's it. So you want to do that. This is your full-time job now. This is what I was doing for 3 years straight. In the beginning, it was a lot more intense. I was more processing. I was learning the steps. I was making it into a habit, because it's a bit of a learning curve to introduce this new thing that you're doing, instead of resisting, right? Trying to get rid of, trying to distract, trying to figure out, fix, rush it out the door, avoid. Now you gotta learn, right? You're learning something new. This is a skill. It's not a heavy duty skill. It takes time to have it be, something that you do automatically. So that only happens with repetition and trying to do it throughout the whole day. So you could be walking with the dogs and you got the thoughts that they're coming back already. Of course, that's what they're going to do. They're supposed to do. That's their job, to get your attention. Right? And then we're going to focus on that tree. Right? We're going to allow it. Okay, Lemby, send me the fears. Show me what you got. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be neutralized to it. You don't have to be neutral. Even though we try to not white knuckle through it. We try not to survive through the thought because it's always going to feel uncomfortable. It's always going to feel intense and severe. Right? But you try your best to allow it and let it do its thing without feeding into it, analyzing it. In time, you'll be at a place where you will be neutral, where you'll be indifferent. But for now, you won't be, because we're human, right? When we're afraid of something, you try forcing yourself to be neutral. We're not robots. It's not going to happen, right? And also, give yourself permission to screw this up, right? In the beginning, I did it all wrong, but I did it. And I continued doing it. And eventually, I got into the zone of a nice, I got into the flow of it. All right, let's do it again. Allow all the thoughts, sensations. Maybe you got a new symptom or an old one that's being consistent. Allow it to be there. Let it do its thing. Invite it in. We're not pushing it away. We're inviting it in. Lemmy, get over here. Right? You invite it in like we're inviting Lemmy. Right? Invite in that thought. Good boy. Let it do its thing. Feel it in your chest. Right? And just like in the shadow here, you feel it leaving your chest and out through the back. And now we're going to engage. Right? And 9 times out of 8, you'll feel that energy dissolve. Most of it anyway. And then you just continue. And you might still feel a charge. And usually you do. That's normal. Especially when you're first starting. Right up to the, for me, it took me 3 years to fully recover without having any more charges, any more alarms trying to get my attention. I was fully free. So expect to have the thoughts still bug you, even though you're doing the methods, right? We're doing the work now it's a long game, right? Because you got to go drop by drop. Right? It takes time. You got to have patience. And eventually that allostatic load bucket will get emptied. So be consistent. Do what you can. Make the mistakes, because if you make the mistakes, then you know how to update them and improve and get better at this. Because the only way really to get good at any of this, the allowing method or doing the pillars or being on this journey, is to take action and show up every day, no matter what. Stick to the routine. Stick to the routine. Never take a day off. Because as soon as you take a day off, it resorts back to the old programming. Right? And we've got to build that momentum and build those new neural pathways, empty the allostatic loads, bring that survival state down over time. Right? Over time, that needle does move. But you won't notice it month to month. You'll notice it maybe in 6 months from now or a year from now. Then you'll notice the differences, or the difference of the needle moving. Dolly, want your ball? All right. Lemmy. So, and just a reminder, don't try to do this perfectly, because when you do try to be perfect and think, well, if I'm not doing it right, that means I'm not healing and I'm wasting time or making things worse. Yeah, those are the what if thoughts. They're trying to screw with you, right? Think of it this way. I had those thoughts. I was worried I wasn't doing it right. And let me tell you, I did it wrong a lot, constantly, right? And I still recovered fully, 100%. If I would have, let's say, done it right, perfectly, I think I would have recovered within like 8 months. But that's not realistic. That doesn't happen. And the thing is, you need to go through it to really learn and master the skill. Like anything. Like skating. Like, any Olympic sport. You got to fall on your ass. Do it wrong so that you can do it better. It's an opportunity to update and master the craft by doing it wrong. Think of it this way: the more you do it wrong, the more you'll learn. So give yourself permission to screw it up, because I definitely did, ongoing. And also in the beginning, I was using allowing to get rid of symptoms, right? And I know secretly that's what we're doing. But when you're doing that, think of it this way: if you're allowing to get rid of symptoms, you're trying to get rid of what? Usually it's danger. So the brain goes, trying to get rid of danger, are we? So that means there's a liger around here. I better keep the alarms on just to make sure that we're safe, right? And the thing is, that's okay, because you learn, right? You learn for a while. I was allowing to get rid of symptoms for a while, and that was like a first stepping stone learning curve that I had to almost do. I almost want people to allow away their symptoms, right? That gives you one level of clarity, and then eventually you're going to learn to allow with no strings attached, right? Fully. Instead of looking to see if that symptom is gone because I allowed and did the method, you're going to be like, I hope you're here for another year. Where are you going? Hello, where are you going? Come back here. You're going to stay here for another 6 months. And you better, if you're not here tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed off. Right? Really take away the resistance. Really allow. Right? Have an open door policy. Let it move in with you. The symptom, thought, whatever it is. Take the door off the hinges, actually. Not an open door. No, it's going to be fully. Actually, let's knock down the walls. Let's do that. Because we want to make sure that we're fully allowing anything to do what it wants to do after we engage. It takes repetition, practice, patience, and just do it. As long as you show up and you're consistent every day, the brain will have no choice but to change. Your allostatic loads will start to empty. Your survival state will come down. The alarms will turn off one at a time. And you'll go back to feeling good with no symptoms and thriving.